Little Miss Recap contains adult language and is intended for entertainment purposes only. Hey guys, welcome to Little Miss Recap. Welcome to Little Miss Recap. I just told Amanda that I mispopped her.
No, what you said was, I missed that little guy. No, I missed my little guy. I missed my little guy.
Anyway, hi guys.
Hi friends.
Welcome to Little Miss Recap. We're here today to talk about Brats, not with the Z.
No, not the dolls.
No.
Were you ever into those? I was not the right age.
I was way too old for that.
Okay. But they were it wasn't your girl's age.
No.
Okay.
No.
It was in that window. Okay.
Yeah, that was the millennials, I feel like, had the Bratz dolls. Yeah.
Got it. Well, ask Caitlin. Caitlin might have. I believe Caitlin would have had a Bratz doll.
Ace probably had a bunch too.
Ace probably did have a
real.
bunch too. Yeah, it's true. It's true.
All right, guys. We're here today to talk about. Everybody's talking about this.
The Brat
It's
Pack.
one of the most nostalgic documentaries that have been out in a while, and I didn't love it. Just gonna put it out there.
I didn't love the documentary either. I loved visiting all of these people.
Okay,
I would like to move into Emilio Estevez's kitchen, please. That's gorgeous.
Emilio Estevez has morphed into Martin Sheen.
Emilio Estevez looks exactly like Martin Sheen looked when he started The West Wing.
Yes.
He is his father. He looks like him. He sounds like him. He is him, which is, in my mind, the greatest compliment you can give somebody. That you've become Martin Sheen.
Oh, yeah. So let's talk very quickly about our own experience with this.
Okay,
so
sure.
I will tell you that I was a little too young for this.
Yeah, I was thinking about that. This, I think, will be a place where our 5 years makes a difference.
So I was born in 1977. So in 1985, when the height of this was out, I was like 8.
Yeah.
So this was, and Jenny, my older sister, was not into it either.
Okay. Yeah, this probably wasn't too witchy and weird.
Sacrifices and stuff. Who knows what was happening over there?
It wasn't weird enough for Jenny.
No.
Yeah.
So, when I think of my seminal high school experience movie, I think of Heathers.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think of this.
Yeah, and Heathers I think of too, but
yeah, and I do think, and Jenny and I covered Heathers, and we talked about this extensively. Heathers was kind of the answer to this, to the John Hughes situation. High school is not like that, John Hughes. It's like this.
Right. It's also real bad. real bad.
So I do think there is that dividing line, and you're right. You're going to be in the Brat Pack, and I'm going to be out of it a little bit. I'm going to be in the Christian Slater blown up a school pack.
There's no universe in which that Heathers is getting made today.
Oh, no. But how hot were you for Christian Slater in that movie?
Oh, God, yes. God.
Jesus.
Yeah,
anyway.
I know. He was such a badass. So for me, the first parentally condoned rated R movie I ever saw, not the first rated R movie I ever saw, the first one my mother knew of and said I could, was Breakfast Club.
Okay.
And she took me, and I want to say my friend Kate Reed, I think, but she took me and a friend to go see it, and I was 12. It was 85, so I was 12.
Okay. Yeah, I was 7. I wasn't seeing that.
Yeah. And I remember being like, oh, they said shit and fuck in the movie? Ooh, they're smoking a joint in the library. Ooh.
Yeah.
These movies are everything for me.
Okay.
All of these. These.
You would be surprised at how many I did not see, Amanda.
Okay. Yeah. Well, we're going to do St. Elmo's Fire.
We're going to do St. Elmo's Fire on the Gen X corner.
Yes.
For the $12 tier in July. We'll be doing that.
Yes.
I saw Pretty in Pink.
Okay.
I saw Breakfast Club.
Okay.
That's about what other ones are there?
16 Candles.
I know I saw that, but I don't really remember it.
There's also Weird Science. There's a bunch.
I love Weird Science.
Okay.
Broke down Bill Paxton's in it.
Right.
Well,
Better Off Dead.
Loved Better Off Dead.
There was a couple that were just a little different than once we got to Breakfast Club and 16 Candles and Pretty in Pink.
And St. Elmo's Fire, which I didn't see.
St. Elmo's Fire and Some Kind of Wonderful, which is my
favorite see that.
John Hughes movie. Actually, you know what? If I'm correct, and I have a lot of IMDb up, so I'm going to just continue on because I figured we'd have some questions.
Very good. This is why you are top tier, top of the pyramid co-host.
Looking up John Hughes here real quick. I want to say St. Elmo's Fire is not actually a John Hughes movie. He also did Planes, Trains, and Automobiles. He did Ferris Bueller's Day Off.
Okay, I loved Ferris Bueller's Day Off.
I also want to talk about who is the Brat Pack and who isn't. Todd and I have been debating this all weekend.
Right.
So let me come here real quick. Yes, he is not St. Elmo's Fire.
Okay, I pulled up a list
because that's Howard Deutsch.
Movies. Okay.
Who I forgot, excuse me, I forgot until this, is married to Leah Thompson.
Right. Oh, and he did Mr. Mom, which I loved. Now, see, here's the
And she's having a baby. Line. Mary Payne's favorite movie.
This is the dividing line. I watched Mr. Mom because my mother watched it.
Got it.
That's like, you know what I mean? That was a movie made for parents. Yeah. So Weird Science I saw. Pretty in Pink I did not. Or I did. We covered that on Gen X as well. Okay. Ferris Bueller I loved.
Sure.
Some Kind of Wonderful did not see. Planes, Trains, and Automobiles. I saw that. I saw The Great Outdoors. I just talked about that not too long ago. Oh, he did Home Alone. Jesus Christ.
Yeah. Yeah. How?
National Lampoon Christmas Vacation. John Hughes. Loved it.
Yeah. He's got a real prolific career. And it is interesting because I remember feeling at the time like he was really able to capture the voice and thoughts of teenagers in a really great way. Now you go back and be like, oh my God, this is like sexual harassment and sexual assault are us.
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't know if you've ever seen or read the article that Molly Ringwald did talking about letting her daughters watch. I think it was Pretty in Pink.
Yes. I read that article. That was great.
And she was, and her girls were like, mom, mom.
Yeah.
None of this was okay. And like it had gone right over her head. Like it never occurred to her that this was not okay.
Yeah, that's how we grew up.
Yeah,
I mean that was
what it was.
Okay, Pretty in Pink. Let's talk about it for a minute.
Sure, her dress is terrible.
Her dress is terrible. There was also Jenny and I talked about this extensively, and we covered it. I don't know if we covered it on Patreon. I'll find it and drop it on as Gen X. This is why repurposed content,
special content this month.
There was always a missing mom in a lot of these.
There was a missing mom in a lot of these.
There was a lot of dad is raising me because mom is gone. Or like sometimes you saw it the other way, but for some reason you saw a lot of missing moms. Anyway.
Yeah.
I will say I was a huge Andrew McCarthy person in that movie. I loved him, but I also loved Spader.
Of course you did.
Spader was in that movie.
Amy, his name was Blaine. It's a major appliance. It's not a name.
I know.
No. I mean, he was hot.
But I was not Ducky. I was not Team Ducky.
Oh, I was totally Team Ducky.
No. And I understand that. And I see why a lot of people were.
Yeah.
But I was Team Blaine.
You were Team Blaine. What is wrong with you?
Holy shit, I need mental help.
Put this on the list for Janet. Get her on the list. I did appreciate the fact that we finally have confirmed why Andrew McCarthy's hair looked so terrible at the prom. It's because he was wearing a wig. Because I remember being like, why does he look like... I know he was supposed to show up looking like a sad sack because he's regretting letting Andy go. But like, he looked so bad.
He looked so bad. He looked so bad.
He is hot. And he's a holdie.
He
has aged beautifully.
Okay. A lot of these guys have aged well. Yeah. Okay.
Rob Lowe. Andrew McCarthy looks a little bit now like Benedict Cumberbatch.
A little bit. See, I was getting more. So my heartthrob, the person I'm in love with now is Kevin Bacon.
Yes.
I am so in love with him and his wife. I would marry them both.
Sure.
And I would just want to live on their farm and let him play guitar to the goats with me nearby. I feel like he is trying to be a little bit of a Kevin Bacon here.
A little bit.
They look similar.
They do have a similar
And maybe
look.
He's not trying. Maybe
that's just what he looks like.
That way.
That's just his face now. There's nothing we can do about it.
That's such a Gen X thing to do. Stop posing and trying to be Kevin Bacon.
It's like, I'm just wearing my face. Ma'am, leave me alone. All of these movies were so big to me. Yesterday, I went to the Philadelphia Art Museum with the famous Wendy that you now have all seen the photo of with my MC Hammer pants.
Yes.
And I was telling her that Todd and I'd watched the movie the night before. We were talking about it and just talking about like how important these movies were to us. And I was telling her how we were going to cover St. Elmo's Fire and you'd never seen it. And Wendy's like, oh God, I don't think I've seen it since high school. I'm like, I watched it about 10 years ago, but I remember watching it in college and sobbing. I mean, sobbing because it hit this place in me where I was so desperately missing my high school friends.
Yeah.
We
See,
had
I
that
hated
kind of,
everybody I went to high school
yeah,
with. No.
I'm so lucky. I have such a great group of high school friends. And
Yeah.
so we had that thing, and that like felt very relatable in a lot of these movies. I just think they really hit the spot. And I didn't like the documentary. And Andrew McCarthy doesn't need to make a documentary. He needs to go to a therapist.
Okay, yeah. So now we're going to transition into our criticism of the film.
Yes. Because he's sad. He is so sad.
Yeah, this was Andrew McCarthy trying to work something out.
Yes. And all of the rest of them are like, dude, it's not that serious.
Okay, first of all,
Demi Moore tried real hard to therapize him. And
Demi Moore's making up words, and I'll come for that.
Yeah, she is making up words. But...
So let's jump in. Okay. So this is, as we said, Brats 2024. Okay. We open on an interview with Andrew McCarthy, and he's young. And the interviewer's like, are we doing you all a disservice by calling you the Brat Pack? So that is, if you will, the thesis statement of the movie. Okay.
He absolutely thinks he was done a disservice. Everyone else is kind of like,
no, dude.
Except Ali Sheedy. Ali Sheedy's a little bit with him. Yeah.
Can I make a confession?
Of course.
I didn't get the Rat Pack connection until somebody explicitly spelled it out. Now I know the Rat Pack.
Right.
I was in love with Dean Martin. We all know this.
Right.
Yeah, I was like, oh, it's a play on the Rat Pack.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Takes things a while to connect upstairs for me.
I think 13-year-old Amanda got that. Just put it out there.
Yeah.
Okay.
49,000-year-old Amy
just got there.
Took a while.
It's fine.
Okay. So I wrote, of course, he's such a holdie now. Oh my God. He says, if you were coming of age in the 1980s, the Brat Pack were a part of your cultural consciousness.
Sure.
But it wasn't that fun for those of us inside.
I mean, I'm sure in some ways it wasn't, but in some ways it was.
So this is who he lists as the Brat Pack.
Yeah, let's discuss who's in the Brat Pack, who's not.
Demi Moore. Emilio.
See, I would say no, she's not.
I would say no, she's not either.
It's sort of the cast of St. Elmo's Fire, but not quite.
Okay. Isn't there a blonde woman in St.
Mare
Elmo's?
Winningham.
Okay. She's not even in here.
No.
Okay.
No.
Emilio?
Yes.
Andrew McCarthy?
Yes.
Judd Nelson?
Yes.
Yes. Molly Ringwald?
Yes, but she's not in St. Elmo's Fire, which is why it's not a definite.
Right. It's kind of like a mix of St. Elmo's Fire and The Breakfast Club.
Yeah. But at the same time, oh God, what was his name?
Anthony Michael Hall's not in it.
Not in it. He's not. But he is sort of a Brat Packer.
Science too.
True, and 16 Candles.
Mm-hmm.
So anyway, it's like there's no. I don't feel like we could get a definite list of who is the Brat Pack.
Right.
But like other actors of this time aren't. Like Matthew Broderick, no. Michael J. Fox, no. Tom Cruise, no.
Don't even utter his name. You're trying to bait me into.
I am not
professing my love. Rob Lowe.
Yes. Rob Lowe. Yes.
Can we talk about Rob Lowe for a minute? God, that man and his character in Parks and Rec. You need to see. I will make a trade with you. I will watch season 1 of The West Wing.
If I will watch season 1 of Parks and Rec. If you watch
season 1 of Parks and Rec, and then we will report back.
Okay.
But I don't think Rob Lowe's on season 1 of Parks and Rec. He's not. He's on like season 4.
Okay.
But whatever.
After he left West Wing.
But I guarantee you will watch season 1 and you will want to keep going.
I started it.
Because we are Leslie Knope.
I know. I've had many people tell me that in my life.
Yes.
So you're not the first. You won't be the last.
Yes. So we'll do that. When we have extra time and we're not watching Chip for Little Miss Recap, we will watch.
So in 1998. In 2029, maybe?
Okay. Where can I watch West Wing? Probably Peacock. It's an NBC show, right?
Max.
Oh, Max?
You can watch it on Max.
All right. I'm always looking for something to watch at night. Like when I'm in bed. Dozing off. So I'll put it up.
I will say, not all of it has aged well.
Sure.
It's aged pretty well for being a 25-year-old show.
Okay. Anthony Michael Hall, no. We're saying no.
No.
Ali Sheedy?
Yes.
Okay.
To me.
That's all I have.
Okay. Judd Nelson. Did we hit Judd Nelson?
We hit Judd Nelson.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay, so when Andrew McCarthy was 17, he moved to New York City. It was the 80s, and New York was very different. He was a student at NYU. He was smoking weed and watching the Rockford Files.
No, that's
I'm like, what is that? What is that?
It's not Good Times. It's the one in the junkyard.
Oh, Sanford and Son.
Sanford and Son.
Mm-hmm,
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Do you realize we watched an entire sitcom about a junkyard?
Oh, my dad loved that show.
Oh yeah, my dad. Well, my dad was really into Rockford Files. That was like that was a thing we watched together. He loved Rockford Files.
You know what my dad watched constantly, and it was part of my like upbringing. The Three Stooges. He loved Three Stooges.
Yeah,
like that was his thing. I don't know. It was weird. Okay. So Andrew McCarthy says Hollywood had just discovered the potential of young audiences. Mm-hmm. So on June 10th, 1985, New York Magazine, David Plum writes this article, and he calls them Hollywood's Brat Pack. Mm-hmm. Okay. This catches on. And we have some footage of the actors trying to fight back against this label. And Andrew McCarthy says, we all just scattered because we tried to outrun. No, it's called we weren't that popular anymore. Like the moment had passed.
And you grew up, and some of you had long careers. And hi, Demi Moore. Let's talk to you. And some of you disappeared into the woodwork. Hi, Ali Sheedy. Like, not to say that all of these folks did work and still do work, but it's not what it was.
It wasn't what it was. No. Right. So he says, I've never really talked with any of the others about this. So I wanted to reach out and see what they thought. Okay. Decent premise.
Yeah. Let's revisit this weird experience we all shared. And how do we feel about it?
But we want to talk about the experience, not just the article.
And not just how Andrew McCarthy feels about it now, 35 years later.
And then I wrote,
dude, get over it.
Then I wrote, he calls people and no one answers their phone. Because who calls people? You need to text, dude. You need to text.
Yeah, and doing? I like how he calls. Hey, Andrew McCarthy here. Hey, Judd. Hey, Emilio. Yeah. Andrew McCarthy here.
So Andrew McCarthy's going to see Emilio. He hasn't seen him in 30 years. And he says Emilio felt like royalty.
Yeah, I'm sure.
And I wrote Emilio looks just like his father. Holy shit. We don't see his brother pattering around there. Nope.
I don't even know what's happening to Charlie Sheen these days.
The Charlie Sheen meltdown was amazing at the time when it was happening.
Was amazing at the time, and it broke my heart so deeply for Martin Sheen.
Oh, for Martin Sheen. Okay.
Yeah, no, not for Charlie. Well, I mean, I felt bad for Charlie Sheen because clearly he was in the middle of a drug-addled mental health crisis. So I felt bad for him that way. But like, my heart broke for Martin Sheen to be watching his kid completely come apart at the seams, and the entire country is laughing about it.
I know.
Can you imagine?
I know. Could you imagine Thanksgiving that year? He was probably like, you fucking idiot. What are you doing? Like, my father would be like, what are you, stupid? What are you doing?
No, Martin Sheen was probably at some protest. He's been arrested so many times.
That's hot.
Yeah.
That's hot. Okay. All right.
That's hot.
So
like protesting nuclear power. Like that's his thing.
That's hot.
Yeah, I know. Okay. Go ahead.
Okay. So they talk about the article, and Emilio says, I had done some press up to that point, but nothing like a real profile. And I guess I was naive to think that David Blum would be my friend, that this journalist would be kind to me.
And that's fair. I mean, these are young kids. If any of that group that could have potentially known better, it would have been Emilio Estevez, just because he could have had his father being like, don't trust the reporters, but he's also a kid.
Right. And he says, I even turned down movie roles with these people because I didn't want to be in the Brat Pack. And he says he doesn't even really talk about it. He won't talk a lot. Okay, now we need to talk about this. Many of you who know me know my favorite movie from this time period is Young Guns 2. I love it. Okay. I quote it. It's everything to me. I was obsessed with it when I was a kid. I don't know why.
There's something wrong with you, but go on.
There's something real wrong with me.
Okay.
So when he says he doesn't want to talk about Young Guns, I'm like, what?
How do you not want to talk about it?
The greatest cinematic masterpiece of the 80s? You don't want to talk about it?
Greatest cinematic masterpiece.
Did you see that? No. Oh, I love those movies. I love Westerns.
I think I saw the first
one.
This
is the thing with me. I love Westerns.
Yeah.
And, it was great. He was Billy the Kid.
the Back to the Future that was the Western was the worst of the three.
Oh, I
well,
never
actually,
saw that.
no. The second one was really the worst.
That was part three, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
God, the first Back to the Future was so flipping good.
Oh, it was so great. So great.
Michael J. Fox is, I think I've mentioned before, is my number one teenage crush forever and ever.
Okay, Amen. Who do you think I liked in that movie?
In Back to the Future?
Mm-hmm. Don't say Biff. It wasn't Biff.
No, I think it was one of his like buddies who like beat people up.
Nope.
No?
Dad, Crispin Glover.
Oh, Crispin Glover.
Loved him.
Yeah, he's weird. He's super. Crispin Glover is super weird.
Super weird. He was in a movie with Keanu Reeves called.
I know exactly the movie. I was just gonna say it, and now I can't think.
Something
River's
about
Edge.
A river. River's Edge. Okay. I loved him in that movie.
Oh, I loved him in that movie too, but woo, real weird.
Real weird. Good movie though.
Good movie.
Okay, so Andrew McCarthy says when his dad, so they start talking about when his dad was dying, he went to him and they didn't resolve their differences, but they put them down. And there's beauty in that. And that's what he's hoping to do, Amanda, is put this down. Dude.
Everyone else is like, there's nothing to put down.
Emilio Estevez is like, really? This is why you're here?
Like, buddy, do you need a Brene Brown book? Like, what do you need?
I know.
What do you need?
So now he meets with Ali Sheedy, and he remembers a day when he was driving her home, and she was driving him home from the set, and he remembered life being really good in that moment. And she says she didn't fit in with high school, and when she got the role of Allison in The Breakfast Club, she felt seen. And Allison resonated with me.
Same. Yes. I wanted so badly to be Claire.
No, I did not want to be Claire. No interest.
Oh, I did.
No interest.
I wanted to be Claire, but I was Allison.
I wanted
much
to be Allison.
Much closer to Allison. I wanted to be popular.
Let me ask you a question, though.
I'm not going to lie. I wanted to be popular.
I never did. I railed against it.
I think because I was so bullied in elementary and middle school.
Sure,
I wanted to be the opposite. So anyway.
I wanted to be popular, but I wanted to be like the edgy popular girl, like the one, Let me ask you a question. Can you think of a time in your life when you knew it was good in the moment?
Yeah.
Like he talks about.
Yeah.
Like I've had a few of those where you're like, this is good right now. And I'm enjoying this.
I was just thinking about it yesterday when Wendy and I were out. Did your high school do senior cut day? Was that a thing your high school did?
Yeah, I think so. Senior skip, we called it.
Yeah. So I don't even know if that's a thing that happens anymore, but the way my school did it was since I graduated in 1991, on the 91st day of our senior year, the idea is all the seniors just cut.
Right.
I was such a goody two shoes. I had my mother write me a note so I wouldn't get an unexcused absence.
Of course you did.
And my mom was like, you're such a good kid. You can cut school on this day. It's fine. But I remember that day, like some friends went skiing, but most of us just kind of like drove around. And I remember listening to U2. And it was just like, this is like, we're seniors in high school. This is it.
Yeah.
This is everything. These are my favorite people. Life will never be better than this.
Yeah.
And in some ways that was great. I mean, that was as good as it got.
We had very different high school experiences.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm very lucky. I had such a great high school experience, such a terrible middle school experience.
So I was in public school most of my life and I did well. I was somewhat popular, not one of the popular girls, but I did okay. I had a lot of friends, whatever. And then I started getting into like a lot of trouble. And so my parents put me in private school, Catholic school for 11th and 12th grade. And I knew no one.
Right. And except your cousin who wouldn't talk to you.
My cousin who wouldn't talk to me. They all hated me.
Yeah.
I was like the weird poet girl. So like I just didn't have any friends. And my two very best friends at the time, Jen and Dawn, who were everything to me, they went to a different school. So like we didn't, you know what I mean? So it was weird. It was a fragmented experience. So I don't have those good memories.
Yeah. Oh, another one was on senior week. That'd be another time where I was like, this is
I never
good.
Even went. No.
We went camping. We didn't go down the shore.
Oh, look at you.
We went camping on Lake George. 18 of us on an island by ourselves.
Wow.
The fact that no one died.
Yeah.
Adult me is like, we got fucking lucky.
Yeah. No.
Real fucking lucky.
I get it.
Because we were real dumb.
I don't know how I lived to 19.
Yeah.
And that is from before high school when I was getting in all that trouble in other high school.
Right.
Not good.
Not good.
All right. So he meets with Ali Sheedy, like I said, and she's like, you know, auditions really felt weird after the article came out. And it made us feel, now I feel like articulated the best thing. She's like, it made us feel not serious.
Right. Like we're just
like Logan Roy would say, we were not serious people.
They were just this fly-by-night, like goofy kids who didn't have any real acting chops.
Yeah.
And these kids did have real acting chops.
Right. And that was her experience of it. And I feel like that was valid.
And I could see going into auditions after being called the Brat Pack and being in these movies and thinking, okay, I want to do a role that's very different. I don't want to be Molly
in a John Hughes movie.
I don't want to show up in the John Hughes movie and be the cool high school kid or be the dorky, like the high school kid persona being me.
Right. Yes.
What do I have to do to get out of that?
One of my favorite Molly Ringwald movies is For Keeps. Did you see that one?
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
I remember that.
Wow. Okay.
I feel like my dad took me to see that.
Well, it's a warning sign against teen pregnancy.
Sure is.
Yeah.
Sure is.
So John Cryer is on now, and he's like, the Brat Pack was when stardom curdled for us. And he talks like he's not part of it. And I agree with that he's not part of it.
Yeah.
Now he's talking to Malcolm Gladwell. I didn't have this on my bingo card.
I know. I was like, why are you here?
Okay.
How did you get into this
like
movie?
Malcolm Gladwell. I do
too. But
why are you here?
Didn't you get to feel like he just kind of like wandered on the set and they were like, oh, you come talk to us too.
Malcolm Gladwell's like, you're here to talk to me about the Brat Pack? Okay. So Gladwell keeps trying to make it a bigger thing.
Which
He's
is what
talking
he does.
about the bigger picture. And he says the Brat Pack was a generational shift in Hollywood. Sort of like when my man JFK ran for president.
Right. It was a generational
was inaugurated. Shift. His inaugural speech was geared towards a younger generation because he was the younger president, the generational shift in presidency. So very similar. Okay. And the term Brat Pack, he says, went from a term to a metaphor, and that's why it endured. And he says the juxtaposition between the Brat Pack and the Rat Pack was one group was anxious and young and trying to figure out their place in the world, and the other didn't give a fuck. And this is where Amy's like, the Rat Pack.
This has to do with the Rat Pack?
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, I remember being a kid and being like, oh, it's a take on the Rat Pack as like the cool Hollywood guys, and now this is the cool Hollywood group. To me, Brat Pack was not a pejorative.
Right. When we get to David Blum, I'll talk a lot about this.
Yeah, it was not a pejorative
I don't think so
as a teen
either.
Experiencing it.
Right.
I wanted to be them.
Right.
I wanted to be in my own Brat Pack.
I never once thought it was a bad
thing. Yeah. But clearly Andrew McCarthy is like lying in bed thinking about it every night.
So he says phrases endure when they're clever and when they have some truth to them. And there's truth here. This was a big transition to youth movies. And he says you don't have now Malcolm Gladwell, I rarely disagree with, but I'm going to disagree with him here.
Okay.
He says you don't have cultural touchstones in the same way you did then. He says you can put 100 teens in a room and at this time, and 90% of them could have a conversation about Pretty in Pink back then. That's impossible to do now because everything is so fractured. I'm like, dude, have you heard of social media?
Have you heard of Taylor Swift?
This is not true at all. Put 100 teens in a room and ask them about Travis Kelce, and they'll at least know.
Right.
Like,
exactly.
No, what are you talking about?
Yeah.
The way that we get our information is fragmented and different.
Correct.
But it's not.
No, I don't agree with that either. There are these cultural touchstones, both for youth and for old people like us.
Yes.
Yesterday I was watching the TikTok 7M documentary. Really good documentary, I thought.
Yeah, Meredith and I are going to cover it.
Yeah, I really enjoyed it. I listened to Kim and Kyle cover it too. Really good. I can't wait to hear you, Meredith. Particularly Meredith.
How dare you listen to another podcast?
I know. I really can't hear.
I'm just kidding. We love reality critic.
I know. I just can't wait to hear Meredith's thoughts as somebody who has a prolific life on TikTok.
Yeah.
That said, my stepson came down. I was like, do you watch a lot of TikTok? Because I always think mostly what I hear from him is YouTube. So I was like, do you watch TikTok? And he's like, yes.
Yeah.
Duh, old lady. And I was like, you know not to join a cult, right? And he's like, yeah. He's like, I saw a cult on one, but yeah.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh. He's like, yeah, someone was commenting.
He's marked safe from the 7M cult.
He's absolutely marked safe from the 7M cult. But he's like, yeah, I think I saw a cult. Like, there's comments that said like from the Holy Spirit. And I'm like, both of us are like, yeah, the Holy Spirit's not on TikTok. The Holy Spirit's way too busy.
The Holy Spirit is real busy in Danielle Merrifield's brain.
That's right.
Yeah.
From all of Carrick's jizz.
Yes. Okay. All right. Hey everyone, stay tuned. Little Miss Recap will be right back after these words. So I disagreed with him on that. Okay, now he talks with an author, Susanna Gora, who wrote a book on the Brat Pack, and then he talks to Ira Madison, who I love, who's host of Keep It, Pod Save America's Keep It. And he's on regular Pod Save America a lot. And they both talk about how important and how meaningful these movies were to their teen experience. There's a lot of this, the same beat over and over and over again. Yeah.
Put me and my friends in a room and we're going to have the exact same conversation.
Right. Like, and Ira mentioned something really interesting that I didn't think about. He said this was the first time that friendship was portrayed in a big, sexy way.
Yes.
On screen rather than just romance.
I thought that was really true. Yeah. I thought that was really accurate. And I think that spoke to the experience I had of like watching these movies in college.
Yeah.
And really being touched by the friendship and missing the friendship. Yeah. I didn't have those connections in college in the way I did in high school.
Right. So also, Susanna points out also this was the growing of the malls. Malls were popping up and they often had movie theaters in them. So I can remember we would do that all the time. Take $10, you'd go to the mall. You'd have a slice of pizza at Roma's. You would dine and ditch, maybe jump over the back booth like we all did and run out. And then you would go to the arcade and then you would go to the movies.
Yeah. And movie tickets were $5.
Yep. So various people talk about how important these movies were to them, how relatable the characters were. There's jokes about being Team Ducky. Yep. Malcolm Gladwell says he was Team Ducky.
Well, look at the hair. That's clear.
Yeah. Leah Thompson said something interesting. She said this was the first time that you could buy a movie and own it as a piece of something, a physical thing.
Yeah.
And that's why, teenagers really liked it. They talk about soundtracks. We hear OMD's If You Leave. Like when you think of Pretty in Pink, you think of If You Leave.
Right. Yes. And you think of St. Elmo's Fire, you think of Man in Motion or the love theme. Like,
however, the St. Elmo's Fire video, super cringe.
So bad.
With what's his name? John Parr. John Parr just walking around singing to Rob Lowe and Demi Moore.
When it's really a song about a kid in a wheelchair.
Yeah, it's wild.
It's real weird.
Wild. Okay.
Yeah, it's a total starfucker video.
They talk about how John Hughes really shaped the music of that time. And Emilio Estevez loved John Hughes. He's like, he was really collaborative. He was really generous. And then I pulled up a picture of John Hughes and wow, the mullet on this guy. Holy shit.
Yeah, when you said that to me, I'm like, oh yeah, he was a real funny looking guy.
Wow.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Okay. So now they touch on race a little bit. And John Hughes doesn't deal at all with race.
No.
And Ira Madison says, the majority of media is still white, despite people saying that it isn't. Gladwell says, Hughes's films reflected reality, what was real. He says, when you think about the Brown decision in 1954, this is only 30 years out. And he said the country really did resegregate in different ways, just in, where they lived, which, has been going on for a century.
Right.
And Ferris Bueller was taking place in the northern suburb of Chicago. And he probably didn't have black friends.
No.
All of these. My thing, like, couldn't we make our films better than what reality was? Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. I mean, shouldn't everything we do be better than what the reality is?
Like, instead of perpetuating that, start showing it. And I don't know. Yeah. Whatever. But I agree. Like, I always say, I went to a high school. There was one black kid in my high school. That was it.
Yeah.
It wasn't until college that I saw people of color and, branched out.
Right. In that way. Yeah. My high school was very white. Suburbs of Philadelphia, an affluent suburb of Philadelphia, very white.
Yeah.
I remember 10, 12 years ago, I reconnected with a friend from high school and we had lunch. And I brought my yearbook just because he was like, I don't even have a yearbook. Do you still have it? I'm like, he's like, bring it. Like, this will be entertaining to go through. Both of us, we got about halfway through our class and we were like, we didn't realize there were this many kids of color in our class.
Yeah.
It was like, we were both like, huh. And I felt really gross that my mind was blown by it, but it was just the experience.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah. It was just really interesting.
So he did deal with class a lot.
Yes, that was the big thing he would talk about.
Thing. Yeah.
Because that was Pretty in Pink.
And that was
and
my
some kind of
experience.
wonderful. I bet.
Like, we really had, I still say that I was really maligned in high school because I wasn't one of the rich kids. Like, I didn't have, it took my parents a lot to be able to put me in that school.
Sure.
And a lot of these kids were like driving around in Beamers, and I was like, taking the bus. It was
my car in high school was a diesel Volkswagen Rabbit that was rusted out on the bottom. It was and like black smoke spewing out of it. Yeah. And I would pull into the parking lot in high school, and I'd because we all had assigned parking spaces, and I'd park next to a BMW every day.
Yeah,
and people would be like, "Is there something wrong with your car? Because there's black." I'm like, it's fine.
It's just burning oil.
It's just burning oil.
Burning oil.
Literally, I did drive with a case of oil in the back of my car at all times.
There you go. That's a Volkswagen for you.
It's bad. Anyway.
So the producer on Pretty in Pink and St. Elmo's Fire, her name is Lauren Donner, and she says, the Brat Pack was a good term. It was fun and it distinguished you. And that writer was just jealous. What? She says they should not have looked at it as a negative. Now he's going to see Timothy Hutton for some odd reason.
Ooh.
I don't know. I was excited that he was going to meet all these people, and he meets like 3 of them, and the other ones have nothing to do with
it. He has to go back to Timothy Hutton because Judd Nelson and Molly Ringwald won't get on camera with him. Yeah. Though it is interesting to think about Timothy Hutton because he really was the first. Like, Ordinary People was the first movie that really talked about the lives of teens.
Yes. Yep.
And God, that movie. Oh.
I never saw it.
Oh, Amy. It's
I never
gutting.
saw a lot of. What was I doing?
I don't know. You know what Ordinary People's about, right?
No.
So, Timothy Hutton was the younger brother, and his older brother takes his own life.
Okay.
And it's the family
grappling
with all of this.
Okay.
And it's Judd Hirsch and who's the mom? Mary Tyler Moore are the parents.
Mary Tyler Moore?
No, Judd Hirsch. No, I just lied. Judd Hirsch is his therapist.
Oh, okay. I used to love the Mary Tyler Moore show.
Oh, I love the Mary Tyler Moore show too. But who's the dad? Donald Sutherland, maybe? Yes, Donald Sutherland and Mary Tyler Moore were the parents.
Okay.
Judd Hirsch was his therapist because he kind of goes off the rails after his brother passes because he doesn't know what to do with any of it.
Okay. All right.
So, yeah.
Interesting that they're portraying therapy in 1980.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Good. Okay. So
it kind of had Ordinary People kind of had a feel of Catcher in the Rye and what was the other book? I could see the cover. John Knowles.
Oh, I know what you're talking about. A Separate Piece?
A Separate Piece, yes.
Okay.
Yeah, it had a feel of those. So.
Yeah, okay. So, Timothy Hutton has bees. He's a beekeeper.
40,000?
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
Okay, I'm out. I can't come visit you, Timothy Hutton. We'll go elsewhere to have lunch. I'm not coming to your home.
Timothy Hutton just in?
Well, I can tell you because I have him up right here.
Yeah, he was just in something.
Let's see, what was he?
Recently.
SWAT, Women of the Movement.
No.
Almost Family, The Glorias, How to Get Away with Murder.
The
Haunting of Hill House.
Oh, The Haunting of Hill House. That's where I saw him. He was in How to Get Away with Murder?
Yeah, he was in 15 episodes.
All right. Okay. So, I wrote he's hot. Yeah,
he's hot.
He aged well. Yeah. They talk about young Hollywood.
These guys aged well.
It's boring, is what I wrote.
Yeah.
Judd and Rob are unavailable. But Andrew McCarthy says, this is humbling. And my wife told me this would be humbling.
Mm-hmm.
And no one really wants to talk to me. So now he goes to see Demi Moore.
I don't think it's necessarily that no one wants to talk to him. I think no one wants to talk about this because they're like, I'm over it.
I'm over it, dude.
I'm over it.
So he goes to see Demi Moore. Her house is amazing.
Jesus. Yeah.
She looks good.
She does look good.
I know she's had a lot of work done, but I think she's like letting that calm down and come out.
I feel like she went through the phase where she had a lot of work done, and it's sort of like Courtney Cox, where she had a lot of work done, and you could tell she had a lot of work done, and now we're coming out on the other side of that and calming down about the work we're having done.
She looks like she didn't have a lot of makeup on. Like, she looked really natural and really good.
Yeah.
They talk about St. Elmo's Fire, and she says, you know, they really wanted me for that role, and John Hughes was great. He even paid for me to have a sober companion the entire time.
I had forgotten that she had just gotten out of rehab when that happened.
Yeah. So she had a career.
She did. She did.
Not so I have Brat Packer, in my opinion.
I have her up here because, again, like I said,
she was on General Hospital for a long time.
Was she? Okay.
Yes. Yep.
So, God, she's been in a million things. Hold on here. You got to keep going and going and going.
Yeah.
So her first movie was a movie called Choices in 1981.
Okay.
She was in movies that I've Blame It on Rio. I forgot about that movie. General Hospital. Yes. Her 112 episodes.
Yeah. She was on for a long time.
No Small Affair. And then St. Elmo's Fire.
Yeah.
And then the next credit is John Parr, St. Elmo's Fire Man in Motion Video.
Yes.
And then About Last Night, One Crazy Summer, and The Seventh Sign. Oh, I love that.
Oh, I remember that movie.
She was in one episode of Moonlighting. That had to be where she met Bruce Willis.
Moonlighting, one of my favorite shows of all time.
It's so good.
Okay. I was so hot for Bruce Willis.
Yeah. We all were.
All right. So
David Addison. Jesus.
Oh, yeah. So they talk about the she said, I'm sorry, it wasn't John Hughes who was really good to her. It was Joel Schumacher.
Oh, yeah, because St. Elmo's Fire.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Okay. So they talk about the Brat Pack, and she says she wishes they didn't take it as an offense, but they did. And they created sort of a self-fulfilling prophecy.
Mm-hmm.
Now she tries to get philosophical and tries to invent the word againstness. We had it as an againstness. I think what she's trying to say is an affront.
Yeah.
I think what she's saying is we perceived it as a slight.
Yeah, and it wasn't.
But she's trying to make againstness happen and it's not happening. Stop trying to make it happen. Okay.
Not a real word, girl. Not a real word.
So Andrew McCarthy now says, oh, yeah, I'm trying to see it as a good thing, but I'm having some trouble. Okay.
Dude, it was like 35 years ago. Stop.
There's some discussion of who's in the Brat Pack. Is Tom Cruise? I was like, He's in Amy's Brat Pack.
He is Amy's Brat Pack. But right before all of the John Hughes movies was Risky Business.
Right.
And that was amazing.
Yes. So now he heads over to see Howie Deutsch, and Leah Thompson, as you said, is married to him. He's the director of Pretty in Pink.
Mm-hmm.
He says sometimes people are haunted by expectations and sometimes not. Okay.
That's astute.
He talks about how they had to shoot the ending scene of Pretty in Pink in one day on a stage. And
the terrible wig.
And Andrew McCarthy was wearing a wig in the last scene because he had shaved his head for a musical. Now, more of this.
Yes.
More of this.
I want to talk about like the making of these films and what weirdness had to happen. And oh my God, Molly Ringwald and I hated each other. Like whatever it is.
Clue. Interview John Hughes. Is he alive?
I believe so.
Like, let's talk to him about where did all this come from?
Yeah. Let's see. John Hughes. Yeah, he's got to be alive. He's not dead.
I feel like he's dead.
No, he is dead. Yeah. He died in 2009.
Yeah, I feel like
never mind.
Dead. Okay.
That's why we didn't talk to him because he's dead now.
But look, I'm sure someone has interviewed him.
Oh, I'm sure.
Get that footage and work it in here. Like, let's talk about where John Hughes came up with all of this.
Right. And there was a couple hits of it, like when we would see the Merv Griffin and the Donahue and them on the the Today Show and stuff like that. Yes. Oh God, Jane Pauley's hair back in the day.
Oh, I know. And Donahue. Oh my God.
Jane Pauley and my mom were in the same sorority and have the same birthday, which is the same as Jake Anthony's birthday.
Oh, look at that. You have a mother poodle of your own.
I do.
Okay. So after this, he heads over to a burger stand.
Mm-hmm.
And there's a staff person. And she's waiting on him, and she asks what he's filming, and he's real coy about it. He's like, oh, a documentary. Like, why wouldn't you say a documentary about the Brat Pack?
Right. Have you heard of this? Do you know anything about this?
But guess what? She doesn't know who it is.
Of course not, because she's 12 or whatever.
What are you talking about? She sounded older, but even if she was 30, chances are she didn't know.
No.
Young Rob Lowe was fucking hot.
Young Rob Lowe was hot. Middle-aged Rob Lowe was hot. Oldie Rob Lowe is hot.
There's this
Rob Lowe in every form is hot.
There is this footage of him, and he's got the long hair, and he's smoking, and he's got sunglasses on. I'm like, oh
yeah,
wow.
The picture they flashed one in this, but I've seen a ton of them because he and Michael J. Fox were good buddies back in the day, and some of the pictures of them like out in LA at night.
Oh yeah, oh yeah.
Excuse me, I need to go excuse myself to an interior worker. God.
So young Rob Lowe was fucking hot, as is older Rob Lowe, as is current Rob Lowe.
All Rob Lowes are beautiful.
He says he didn't mind the Brat Pack label as much as others at the time. And, he sees it now as an attempt at undermining them, but he didn't like sit and bake on it for 35 years.
Well,
he says, when you think about it, the Brat Pack kind of led the way for these young shows like Glee and the channel like the CW and Buffy and all that.
Mm-hmm.
Rob is like, we were in a group. We weren't the Beatles or anything, Andrew McCarthy says. And Rob's like, we could have sold out Shea Stadium. In 1985, we absolutely could have.
In 1985, they were the equivalent of the Beatles.
Yes.
If I had seen any of them, I would have lost my fucking mind.
Yeah.
Screaming my head off, lost my fucking mind.
So they talk about this night when they were at Spago and Liza Minnelli was there. Yes. And the evening's wrapping up and they go to Sammy Davis Jr.'s house with Liza. And he was
just randomly winding up at Sammy Davis Jr.'s house.
And he was sober, but he was playing bartender. And Rob Lowe says it was the night the Brat Pack met the Rat Pack.
That sounds so fun.
It does.
It sounds so fun.
When we were covering Little House, we did a lot of digging about Michael Landon, and he would do stuff. Michael Landon had a bar in his basement that was a lot of shenanigans went down in that bar.
Oh, okay.
He was always hosting people and always, yeah. So now he goes to meet David Blum, the writer of the article, who's like, seriously, dude.
I wrote this 40 years ago. It was for Rolling Stone, wasn't it?
It was for New York Magazine.
New York Magazine. Okay.
Mm-hmm. So he says he was on contract with New York Magazine and he went to dinner with Emilio and Rob and Judd. Okay. Yeah. And he says they were getting a lot of attention in the restaurant and they were probably showing off a little bit and probably broing it up. And he says, I liked these guys, but, it just kind of came out like Brat Pack. And he says the night before, he and his friends were all at dinner and they really overate and, kind of indulged. And he says, one of my friends called us the Fat Pack. And I thought it was funny.
Right.
And he goes, I kind of riffed off
because none of them were fat, I'm sure. That's why they thought it was funny.
I'm sure. And we kind of riffed off that. And he said, it never crossed my mind that it was a big deal.
Yeah.
Okay. So I have a theory. I feel like this is very similar to Frank Sinatra Has a Cold, which I talk about all the time.
Okay.
It was the first new journalism piece that had ever been written. It was written by Gay Talese, not the first, but one of the first. And I want to say it was published in 60. Let me look. Frank Sinatra Has a Cold. So it was published in 1966 and it was groundbreaking.
Okay.
Because here's how it went. So it was for Esquire and Gay Talese was like a big profile writer. Mm-hmm. So they hired him to go write a profile of Frank Sinatra. Mm-hmm. So he gets to Frank Sinatra's house and Frank Sinatra has a cold. Okay. And he can't perform that night. And so what he does is he writes this piece where he is the observer of everybody in Frank Sinatra's world in a frenzy because their cash cow, who they're all sucking off of, can't perform. And so it's kind of like this outsider looking in piece. And it was really influential in new journalism.
It sounds
and
like
I feel like David Blum was doing a similar thing.
Yeah.
Like I'm observing these guys in this natural habitat and they're acting like entitled little brats. And he probably wants to say bros.
Right.
And here, like I'm watching. So I don't think him writing this piece is out of the norm of what was happening in journalism at the time, is my point.
Okay. Yeah, no.
Like we had shifted from these softball profile pieces to these more like, I'm observing you.
Right.
And here's what's really going on.
And I'm making real comments about who you are and what you're doing.
So he does admit that like the article was pretty scathing on Emilio Estevez. I need to read this article.
Yeah, I need to go read it too.
But he says, I was 29 and I thought it was clever. And I was writing about what I saw.
Right.
And he said, in retrospect, you were a bunch of young and talented people who deserved attention. And I was right about that.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And he is right. Like, he gave them attention.
Yeah.
Without them being called the Brat Pack, who would have given a fuck what Andrew McCarthy did?
Nothing. I mean, other than people like the movies, but kind of lumping them all together absolutely changed the narrative about it.
Yeah.
100%. It
did we miss it into something?
It did. Did we miss it when oh God, I'm on the John Hughes IMDb page, so it's just rolling through clips, and it's Allison doing her dandruff on the picture in Breakfast Club. God, that was disgusting. Anyway, did we miss it when Demi Moore said to Andrew McCarthy, like, he was a young guy just trying to make a name for himself?
Oh, I didn't write that down, but yes, she does say that.
Yeah, she's like, dude, it's not that serious. Yeah. He was a young journalist trying to get established.
Yeah. Yeah.
And was thrilled to do a story on us.
Yes.
Because we were the big thing to talk about.
And he had his Frank Sinatra had a cold moment.
Right.
And he took it.
And it's not personal.
Yeah. Yeah. So he says he was really writing about people so I guess the article is kind of, because don't forget, Emilio Estevez is Martin Sheen's kid.
Mm-hmm.
So it's kind of like this entitlement.
Right. This, kid who's getting brought in because his dad's Martin Sheen.
Yes. And he says, really, I was talking about people like Tom Cruise, who went from a production of A Christmas Carol to being Tom Cruise.
Sure.
And he says, maybe I should have been scolded for some things in the article, but he says, I was attacked too. Some dude on Donahue attacked me.
God, I love Donahue.
I know. He jokes that he should have gotten some credit for actually helping St. Elmo's Fire become a hit.
Mm-hmm.
And he says he still gets recognition, and he says he wouldn't change it. He was 29. He took a chance. So then the weirdest moment happens. They get up. They hug. Okay. You think it's wrapping up. It's over.
Right.
Andrew McCarthy goes, well, do you think you were mean? Do you think you owe us an apology? It was weird.
It was weird.
It was like he was still trying to get more. And no, dude, read the room. It's clearly over.
It's over. And it's not that serious.
No.
It's just not that serious.
No, it's not that serious. And that's kind of all I have for the movie. That it kind of ends with that. And
yeah.
Here's what I wrote. I wrote what they could have explored.
If Amy and Amanda were going to make this documentary, what would we have
feel
done?
free to chime in with these.
I will. Okay.
What was it like to be a young adult role model for teens at the time?
Yeah. How
was being a young person in Hollywood then? And how do they think about what it's like now and some of the allegations coming out?
Mm-hmm.
It didn't need to be about the term. It could have been about asking these guys, what was it like to be on screen at that age? And where did your careers go after this? And how did you handle that? Tell me more about Demi Moore and her sober companion.
Right. What was it like to not be recognized, to all of a sudden not being able to go anywhere?
Yes. As a teenager.
Or
20.
Right. Without the age and the wisdom to handle that well.
Let's talk about that time in Hollywood.
Mm-hmm.
He gets surface conversation, but we want deeper conversation. And then at the end, we see that Judd returned his call. I don't know why we needed to see that. He just wanted to prove to us that Judd
would return his call.
And then I wrote, stop trying to be Kevin Bacon.
Molly Ringwald wouldn't even return his call. Well, actually, no. Molly Ringwald's like, I'm not going back.
Yeah.
I'm done.
It was really interesting that he had to stick that Judd Nelson thing on the end. For some reason, Judd Nelson became the get here.
Right. He was the most elusive one. So
Rob Lowe. Rob Lowe is the get. Okay.
He did get successful.
He did get him. Was Emilio? No. Who's more successful?
Rob Lowe.
Yeah, I think so.
I think Rob Lowe is more successful. I mean, Emilio Estevez, very successful in his own right, for sure. Demi Moore, obviously, incredibly successful. Yeah. I think I've talked about this movie before. Maybe I haven't. It's a movie called The Way. Did I ever mention this before?
No.
So it's a movie made by Emilio Estevez. He wrote and directed it. And I'm going to tell you the year because it just hit an anniversary of it. 2010. Okay. So maybe it was, I don't know. It was a weird anniversary then. Anyway, it's this movie, again, written and directed by Emilio Estevez, starring Martin Sheen.
The Way it's called?
The Way.
Okay.
And it is It's the story of Emilio Estevez and his father, Martin Sheen. Mm-hmm. They play father son. Mm-hmm. Right in the beginning, Emilio Estevez's character dies. He is about to walk the way, which is the Campo. It's that path in Spain.
Okay.
That people take this pilgrimage to this church. And Daniel was about to go do it. Martin Sheen, whose name was Tom, was like this. I think it was an ophthalmologist, but he was like a very serious like doctor and just never understood his son's need for wanderlust and to not be serious, according to him. And then he dies. And so Martin Sheen goes to get his body and decides to walk with him. He brings the ashes and does the walk. And it's who he meets along the way. And they all are, I mean, I feel like almost anybody who goes on this walk is probably searching for something. And it's just the story of all these people.
That sounds interesting.
It is such a beautiful movie.
Yeah, it sounds good.
And when they just put it back in the theater, maybe 2 years ago, I don't know. It's since Todd and I moved into this house. And so I made him go see it because he had never seen it. And at the end, they did like a 30-minute conversation with Emilio Estevez, Martin Sheen, and Rick Steves.
Oh, okay.
Talking about the importance of travel. And
cool.
It was really, really good. So,
cool.
Yeah, highly
when I think of Emilio Estevez's high points, I think of Young Guns 2.
Of course you do.
I'm shocked he's not just rolling in money. Young Guns 2 has bankrolled that house.
I think of the flashbacks in The West Wing of Martin Sheen as a younger man, and they always used Emilio Estevez.
Oh, did they really?
Yes.
Oh, that's interesting. Oh,
a couple of his kids were in it. So Renee Estevez is one of his daughters. She was his secretary, but not like the main secretary. Mrs.
Yeah. But, interesting. Okay. Yeah. So that's it. Like, how do you feel about this?
I wanted more.
I wanted
more nostalgia than there was, even though all of this is very nostalgic for me, but I wanted to explore the nostalgia a bit more.
Yeah. Yeah.
I wanted to explore not so much what was the impact of being in the Brat Pack, but what did their careers become? And how did they feel like their careers were influenced by being the Brat Pack?
Right.
Did they feel like they could never get out of it?
Right.
I mean, it sort of seems like what Andrew McCarthy's saying. But he was also kind of a second-tier guy. He wasn't Demi Moore. He wasn't Emilio Estevez.
Right.
He wasn't Rob Lowe.
Right. It was just interesting that there was so much press around this movie because it was him.
Right.
And
apparently it's basically word for word of the book he wrote like 4 years ago.
Wait a minute. What?
Andrew
McCarthy wrote a book?
Wrote a book.
Dude, you gotta let this go.
Yeah, I didn't know this.
Amy to come over there and give him some therapy.
Yeah, I'm telling you, get Janet on this.
Oh my God.
Okay, let's see. Andrew McCarthy book. Let's see. It is, I think it might even be called Brats. Brat, an 80s story.
Okay.
Dude, stop.
Okay, look, one or the other would have been interesting.
Right.
But
yeah, and I didn't read the book, but someone I know who did read it was like, yeah, basically this was just him trying to like get more than he could in the book, but there's nothing to get.
Yeah. It was a disappointment in the end. I loved the nostalgia of it. Like I said, I'm on the fringe of this. Like, this wasn't my teenage experience, but for many of our listeners, I'm sure it was.
Yeah.
And
visiting them all and
guys,
seeing their houses.
I'm really interested to know what you guys think. So please, I'll put this in the our Facebook group, Backdoor Friends. I'll put a podcast episode release post and you guys comment and let us know what you think, because
I've seen so many people say so many different things about this.
Yeah.
And I've tried not to read a lot of people's thoughts on it.
Me too.
But the thoughts I've seen are very similar to ours, which is like, get a therapist.
Right. You had great potential here.
Yeah. Get a therapist.
You just missed the mark. And get a director of this documentary.
Get a director of the documentary and get yourself a therapist. Because you got some shit to work through that's like 40 years old. Like, I want to say to him, this doesn't have to be this hard.
Right.
I feel like you're making this really hard.
Right. And ironically, for somebody who hates this label, he's leaning into it real hard.
For somebody who wanted to escape this label, all he's doing is talking about this label.
Mm-hmm. But that does not take away from his hotness.
No, he's fucking hot.
He's hot.
Okay. He's hot. He was hot back then. He's hot now. Hot.
All right, guys. Thank you so much for listening. If you haven't already, check out our Patreon, our Supercast and Apple subscriptions, where Amanda and I talk What are we talking over there? Sister Wives.
We've got our Sister Wives rewatch. We've got Love in Paradise, which will soon become something else, most likely Toe, but it'll become something. We've got Sneaky Sister Wife is over, which is The Sadness.
We will be starting Soap Corner.
Amy's Soap Corner. We're soon going to have Plathville.
Well, that's going to be on our free feed.
Oh, okay. When Lockup comes back, there'll be Lockup.
Yes. Yeah. And Amanda and I, like I said, we're going to do for Gen X Corner.
St. Elmo's Fire.
We're going to do St. Elmo's Fire. So.
And I'm going to do the notes so Amy can just experience the film.
I'm just going to experience it.
So excited.
Okay.
I love this movie so much.
All right, guys. Thank you so much for listening. Thank you for supporting us. If you can, please leave us a 5-star review. It helps.
It does. Or share on the Instagrams.
Share on the Instagrams.
Yeah. If you don't have money to support, which we all understand, there's a million ways to support that don't cost a penny.
Yep. All right, Amanda, thank you.
My pleasure.
And guys, read Amanda's Substack. The link is in the show notes.
Thank you.
Okay. Bye.
Bye. Take care, everyone.